Greetings and salutations. We're back with Satisfactory, which I know that a lot of people would be rather upset by the way my thanks drone by the way my belts are run here. I think they would honestly probably lose their minds, but there's method to my madness. Now, I back over there. I gotta recap a whole bunch of stuff first. Let me think about it. Also, I'm gonna end up having to trim nose hairs because they're just driving me absolutely bonkers lately. I realized that because I ended up watching one of my older videos and I realized I kept itching my nose, and then I'm like, nose hairs. So what I did is I removed the Fix-It factory sink, and I decided to actually utilize the plutonium rods over here, which doesn't have any plutonium rods in it. Yeah, it's out of plutonium rods. Good. I don't need to make plutonium fuel rods yet. Oh, there's not enough heat sinks. I should probably go turn those on. Because I have uranium pellets built up, don't I? Nope. Where am I getting the radiation from? The uranium being processed? That'd be it. Why are you idle? Why? Wait a minute. Something's not right here. Oh, this is not getting encased beams. That's the problem. That's a big problem. Because without that, we're in trouble. Because that means everything backs up, and then there's a big issue. I'm going to have to go grab some more encased beams and really get it going. So, what I had the uranium going and being made into plutonium. Well, there was no way to get rid of plutonium waste. The plutonium waste got to be a problem. Because without any way to delete plutonium waste, you're just going to sit there and it's going to stack up and it's going to be terrible. Well, there's now a way to delete plutonium waste. I have to go transport steel pipe too, but I'm not even going to worry about that right yet. I'm just going to take a few stacks of this stuff. Another way to get rid of plutonium waste is you make Ficsonium out of it. And that's what that whole thing over here was. That's all Ficsonium. We'll get to that in a second after I drop this off and go and get some steel pipe. Normally I don't manually feed stuff like this. I had a backup of encased pipe here, and it just got to the point where it was backing up so much that I didn't really think too much about it. And then my nephew was sitting there playing it the other day, and I didn't think anything of it. Come to find out, probably a bad idea, because he never really checks on anything. He just likes to see all the stuff that... Because he plays it too. And his is a complete spaghetti mess. However, yeah, that's good. There's steel beams. Okay, it's getting plenty steel beams. That's getting steel beams. It's getting plenty of concrete. It's just not producing enough for my liking right yet. That's okay. Okay, so now that I'm gonna do that, I gotta stop being irradiated. Gotta get the steel pipe too. As you can see, I'm almost done with Fix-It Blueprints Mark III. I just need 100 of those quantum things. But anyway, the plutonium pellets, or the plutonium is getting made into rods there. The fuel rods are getting picked up by a drone, flown over there to get turned into Ficsonium. I'm gonna grab the truck and go grab the steel. I'm probably also gonna have to go grab... Hold on, it'll come to me in a second. Silica. And this is for plastic. Because I've been having issues with plastic and trying to get enough plastic, and it's just been a problem. This is the only thing I have to do manually. I could technically do a drone, drop a drone port there, and run it back and forth. Very rarely do I have to go get quartz crystal because I don't use a lot of it. But it's mostly silica and steel. Which I don't mind, because it gives me a reason to kind of fart around the factory a bit. I made tons of time crystals. I think they're over there. I also had diamonds made. And those diamonds went... I gotta show you that, too. It's a mess. This whole thing is a mess. I have to wait for that to finish loading. That's not producing enough coal. What's up with that? Okay, it's finished there. Why are you not producing enough coal? You're Mark II, getting 120 coal a minute. You're only consuming 15 a minute. And you're consuming 15 a minute, so that's 30. How much is this foundry consuming? 60. Oh, and then this one's consuming 67. That would explain it. As you can see over here, this is a Mark III miner. It is literally churning out 600 coal per minute to no avail. This consumes 600 coal per minute. And it's just cranking out diamonds. And there's compacted coal. And there's that coal there, but that's all been shut off. You know what? I'm going to take this coal. Because that needs to catch up. But it's barely going to catch up. Anyway, now that I have the steel pipe, I can go turn that in, go maybe get silica. I don't know if I'm going to need it right yet. But the diamonds get picked up there, and they get dropped off way over here at my quantum encoder. And if I thought it was bad then, I have 3 quantum encoders. Well, I need to build 3 quantum encoders. I have 2. I need to build 3 more. It's just agony at this point. I made a second screw depot. It makes screws and rods, I believe. And of course, the truck won't unload now because it has this problem. Does it every time. Maybe somebody can explain to me why it does that on Satisfactory. It's a bug, I swear. See, it's set up for unload, and it should be grabbing these, and it's not. See what I mean? It does this. It does this so often. It's aggravating. It doesn't matter how you have the truck parked in there, it still does it. Yeah, see? Just being a nuisance. Load, unload. Open the crafting bench. Matter of fact, let's pull one out. Put it back in. There. Now you're... Still nothing. I'm sitting there hitting the F to unload. And it won't do it. That's what I mean. Like... I can't, I'm going to get to the point where I'm going to unload it by hand here. Yep, I'm going to unload it by hand. This is ridiculous. Take it all. Normally I shouldn't have to do this by hand, but whatever. You do you, truck. Never wants to behave. There. I'm going to see if I need silica. But I was running short on screw production and everything, so I made 2 new railway depots. One is named Screw You, and one of them is named Screw Off, because, well, that's what happens. The one builds the screws, and then the other one offloads the screws. So kind of makes sense, doesn't it? At least it did to me. I'm going to drive all the way out here, grab the silica, drive all the way back. But no, oh, gotta hit the hogs. There's all that hog protein there, I don't even pick it up. I don't even bother with it. No, I went to go make Ficsonium. There's only one problem with Ficsonium as a whole. It's moderately radioactive. You can make it into Ficsonium fuel rods, but that's not the issue. The issue with Ficsonium is it takes 40 Ficsite trigons to make basically 1. And it takes singularity charges, which I believe take nuclear pasta. Stupid truck, why are you not behaving? I'll build a whole new truck with blackjack and... Sometimes it's what you have to do. Just disassemble your truck and then remake it. But no, it's... The Ficsonium, once it's consumed, does not produce waste. Which is glorious, because now you have a way to destroy your plutonium, right? Problem is the singularity cells require nuclear pasta. Nuclear pasta requires the compression cubes and a whole boatload of copper powder. And by putting in the copper powder... Oh, I forgot to put in the compacted coal. But by doing the whole copper powder thing, you run into an issue where you are now effectively needing like 4 things of copper just to fuel your one particle accelerator to make compression cubes and nuclear pasta. And then that nuclear pasta goes and becomes singularity cells. And the singularity cells, it produces, I think, 10 of them, so you're at least getting a good rate out of there. But once that's done, you've got a whole new set of problems, which is you have to then have the Ficsonium run to another nuclear plant. And then have the Ficsonium used there so that it generates power. The thing is that nuclear plant burns off the Ficsonium faster than you can make it. Bit of an issue. So I stopped it from burning Ficsonium to let the Ficsonium build up. No way you did this again. You did it again. You filthy truck. This is all for aluminum production, and I gotta turn on the heat sinks, otherwise I can't make plutonium rods, which means I can't get rid of the uranium encased cells. All because he decided he wanted to take a look at my factory. Good kid, but it's like, don't touch it. I need that. Thank you. That used to have an overflow of heat sinks, and now, yep, there it goes. Now it needs them. So, back over here. That's being made into plutonium. It's being sent elsewhere. I'm having my nuclear pasta made here. And it's not making a whole boatload of those. Which is getting sent all the way over to here to get turned into singularity cells. There's the trigons. This is all to make concrete just to fuel this over here. Which is now on idle because the nuclear pasta was being consumed too much. And I don't have a whole lot of plutonium waste in here. There's only 31. So it's not like it's burning a lot. And that needs, SAM to make dark matter residue. But this is all just to get rid of the plutonium waste, okay? Once it's done there, travels over here to this. Well, this makes excited photonic matter. This is that's got the fixite, and then this is what makes Ficsonium. But it requires trigons. I turn this on, it'll start eating trigons at an enormous rate. Which is just criminal. You'll see. But it gets rid of my plutonium waste. Because it turns it into Ficsonium, and then it just starts consuming the Ficsonium. I used to have almost 500 plutonium waste, and now I have none. So, that's awesome. But here... You'll see the Ficsonium fuel rods. Yes, I have it overclocked. You could probably just clock it down. It still burns 1 a minute, though. I'd rather not. As you can see, though, I have it powered down right now just because of I didn't have enough Ficsonium. But it's to get rid of the plutonium waste now. So I've considered tearing it all out and going back to like the whole fix-it factory sink thing, right? Except I would tear out this and have the fuel rods go straight into a sink. The Ficsonium fuel rods, which sounds like an even bigger waste, but whatever. Copper powder production. And you'll notice I don't even have all Mark 6 belts yet. It's getting there. There's the copper powder. The belts look hideous, but I really don't care. I found out there was copper over here, so I put 5 smelters and 1 constructor working legitimately overtime. I think it's... Oh, it's not even overclocked. It needs 300 ingots per minute, which is why it needed all this, because this only generates 30, 75, 150 there. Then that's 105 with the other 30, so that's 105 plus 150 is 255, 285. So I'm still not break even on the copper ingots here, and that's not the only place it's getting fed in from. Mark III miner, and it barely can keep up. I'm getting copper powder fed in from another location as well, which is all the way across where I have another copper production facility. Now the screws have backed up. I'm not 100% certain if the screws have backed up yet. I have to go check to see what my uranium waste looks like, because this wasn't running for the longest time, and this was... Okay, that now has 200 cells. Okay. This now no longer... It still has an abundance of cells. That's bad. So now I have to wait for the train to come back? No, I don't. No, I don't. I was about ready to build another train. Oops, not that. I was about ready to literally build another electric locomotive. Oh, I don't have the steel pipe or the motors. It's fine. We'll change the tape. We'll go with, nope, we'll change the tape. We're gonna go with the other one. There we go. So, the problem out at the other place is sometimes the uranium waste backs up at the particle accelerator and it gets to 500 uranium waste there, and then it doesn't get enough uranium waste in the processing plant to make uranium... What is it called? Not uranium. Fissile. Non-fissile uranium. Correction. Doesn't make enough non-fissile uranium. I still have to make, like I said, I still have to make 3 quantum... there's the screw train and the rod train. I'll drive by the screws and rods here in a minute. You'll see it. Well, I'm not actually driving. It's driving itself. Right over there. See it? That whole place right over there is just off of like two iron nodes. And it's just producing a whole bunch of rods and screws. That's the whole purpose. The non-fissile uranium has to make plutonium pellets over here, and then it gets flown over. My issue becomes the 3 quantum encoders I need, because I need one for... I have one making oscillators right now, I believe. I'll have to check and see if I need quartz crystal when I get back. I shouldn't. But if I do, that's going to be problematic. Is it not? I could upgrade all this to Mark 6s, but it doesn't matter. Are these even Mark 5s? They've got to be Mark 5s. There's no way I wouldn't have put them to Mark 5s. And they look the part. Yeah, they're Mark 5s. Yep. It's doing what it does best. Not there. Here. It bottlenecks there for the uranium waste instead of here, because it does it all the time, and then you have to jam that in there and then come over here and jam the residual here. Because this only uses 25 uranium waste, and this uses 15, 93 per minute, and this uses only 37 per minute. So it bottlenecks there, and every so often I have to come back out and fix that. But other than that, it's not that big of an issue. It still produces stuff. And this has only 30 plutonium pellets, so it's no big deal. And this is just generating ingots to get shredded. I know I could probably use those ingots for something else, blah, blah, blah. Not worried about it. Not really that important. And of course the train's gone. There's sulfur being just converted into sulfuric acid. Yep. Sulfur, silica. The fact that I had to build silica out here just to deal with uranium is ridiculous. So I took the time and effort to build it all the way out. Yep, I don't have any way to kill those guys right now. I don't have any ammo on me. Sorry, bud. Guess you live to another day. There's my silica plant, making 3 things of silica. Mercer sphere up here or something? Her power slug. Two power slugs, actually. Third? Is there a third power slug here? Wow. I love how the powered rail allows you to hover. Also, I don't even know how to change ammunition. My nephew made homing ammunition for his own gun, his own little rifle here, and he doesn't know how to change to homing ammunition. Actually, I do have ammunition. It's in here. Right? Yep, sure do. Didn't really have a need for it at that moment. But you'll notice like all of my things are named certain, like all of my train stations and ports are named stuff. Like I have ground control and Major Tom because they had to go to Sam Hill, where all the Sam comes from. And I try to do all clever names. There is the train station of Screw You here, and then that one over there is Screw Off. The one that deals specifically with nitrogen gas is Fart Central, because it's a gas. It's not that clever, but I figured it's better than nothing. I haven't walked along the ground in a while. There you go. If I fix it factory person, his legs would atrophy. Let's see. Other ports I have is Plutonica, Pellet Town, because Pellet Town, because it drops off the pellets there. I have the diamond one is R Forever, and it drops off to Girl's Best Friend. Because diamonds are a girl's best friend. Diamonds are forever. So, James Bond there. And yes, I tried to color the trains as much as I could, you know, as close as I could for each one's material. So this one is for screws and rods. I had to add the rod one afterward because I was just not producing enough rods. I wasn't producing enough screws. Now I have too many screws. Way too many screws. And way too many rods. Something's gone. Something's gone wrong. That's plastic. There's the screws. What's not consuming screws? You're making screws now when I don't need you making that many screws anymore. You're lacking plates. Why are you lacking plates? You're making rods. I don't need that many rods anymore. I've got a lot of rods right now. Those are churning out as many ingots as they can. And you're also making rods, so I don't need you making rods anymore. Shows how many rods and screws I had. And a plate issue over here. Problem is it's not getting enough ingots. So, like, why aren't you getting enough ingots? And I know I've got two things just feeding off the smelters, so I don't really have a way to work with it. So you're finally getting those. Now you're making reinforced plates. You're making reinforced plates, but you're not getting a lot of plates either. You're not making. You are making rotors, but you're capped out. Why are you capped out? Okay, I'm not making smart plating. That's why. Because I'm not making motors. Motors need rotors. Rotors are now making. Stators are there. Stators are not in a problem. I'm not making modular engines because I don't really need them right. I'm gonna have to start using them. You're making modular frames. You're making smart plating, which needs rotors and iron plates. You know what? We'll do. Wow, that's a very slow belt. Wow. Did you see how old that belt was? That belt was a Mark III. How old that belt was right there. It was a Mark III. That was insane. Shows how long ago I actually used smart plating. But now that that's got rotors in it, am I really going to need a smart plating? I am. But, oops. Alright, I can let it stack up there. I'm not too worried about it. There's the rubber there. Which rubber gets piped in from over there. So I'm not worried about that over there. Alright. Let's see. You're constructing heavy frames. You ran out of steel pipe. Or not steel pipe, steel beams. You're making modular frames. You know, you're overclocked to the moon right now. I don't need you making supercomputers or adaptive control units. That's fine. You're not turned on. You were making supercomputers. You were turned on. You need to be turned on now. Sure. Get you cranking them. Because I need supercomputers for something else. The diamond and everything went over here. I got a whole bunch of dark matter crystals. I could start making fake power slugs. There's my oscillators, which means my oscillators are out of plates. I'm not getting enough plates. That's starting to become scary. Stop making the computers. Actually, no. Keep making the computers. Just dial them back. You're making circuit boards. 2080 a minute? Yeah, we'll take the summer sloop from there. I think you're fine. You've got way too much plastic. You're fine. Curium. You guys aren't producing anywhere near enough quick wire. It's all being consumed for something. I don't know what it's being consumed for, but... AI limiters. Which are then being sent out and being absolutely devoured by everything around them. Alright, so that needs to pick up on the quick wire. This also needs to pick up on the quick wire over here. This one. There you go. I have heat sinks in here. Why do I have heat sinks? Oh, that's right. I was building stuff that required heat sinks. Duh. Was I gonna build? I think I was gonna build another one of them. What is I? Quantum encoders. Nope. Oh, I was gonna build another converter. I need another few quantum encoders. They consume so much power. And right now, my power can't handle it. As you see, my max consumption is 23,000. My max production is 22,000. Or my current production, sorry, is 22,000. And I suppose I could snap on the Ficsonium one and then have it run, but... that's not producing enough concrete. Like... how much more concrete do I need to... do I really need to make another constructor to force feed concrete in there? I'm starting to think I do, because they're just not making enough. Alright. It's very slipshod, but when in Rome, I guess. As I say, don't tell me I can't put one there. I know I can. Boom. So you need to make concrete. Then I need to go from you to here. Perfect. You're consuming 112 limestone per minute. You're producing 120 limestone per minute. That's not enough. Shock. Because you're consuming 45, so that means I gotta put another thing in there. But it's now getting enough concrete, though, so that's a plus. This whole mess. This was genius. I had it originally taking SAM to make dark matter residue. It's no longer accepting SAM. I shut it off. But then I had this, which makes, if it has dark matter residue, which it does not, because this is shut off. Apparently I needed to supplement just a little bit more. There. This makes dark matter crystals. Now, if you notice, it's spending dark matter residue, which then this comes over here, turns these dark matter crystals into oscillators and residue. Not making enough crystals. Why are you not making enough crystals? Oh, it's not that you're not making enough crystals, you're just... there you go. That's why. Because then this was holding dark matter residue, and then it pipes it all the way back around into here, which consumes dark matter residue to generate dark crystals. Dark matter crystals. That was the whole idea. But, just to supplement the whole system, I guess I could turn that back on. Because I'm having a SAM backup here. That's eating a lot of SAM per minute. That's also making a lot of SAM per minute, too. It's making 75. This over here is consuming 40. And this is consuming 50. That's not enough. It's going to be empty. Excited photonic matter. But if I look into it, I need 3 quantum encoders to make neural quantum processors, which also need dark matter. They need supercomputers, fixed trigons, time crystals, and excited photonic matter, but they produce dark matter residue. That produces dark matter residue as well, and that requires quantum processors to make the AI expansions. I need 256 AI expansions, and I need 100 of those. So I need 356 of those. Ficsonium's already being used over there. Synthetic power shards I can't even make yet. And then this other stuff is made at... Where is that other stuff made? Check the codex. Where are you? Ballistic warp drives are made in the manufacturer, and they need singularity crystals, oscillators, dark crystals, and those. And the thermal propulsion rockets. I'm not even there yet. I'll worry about each one individually, because this requires 80 trigons to make 4 in a blender with water and a assembly director system. And that ain't happening anytime soon, because I'm not going to watch 80 fix-it trigons get completely nommed off my construction line just so this thing can decide to make whatever it feels like. Okay, good. I'm getting a lot of fix-it trigons. I want to have a stock of them, but yeah. But that's the factory. And I need more nuclear plants. Maybe I can make another plutonium for more plutonium residue. I'm not sure. I mean, because I'm low on the... What are they? They're not the antimatter crystals. They're the... I can't think of the exact... Singularity cells. That's what it is. Also, it doesn't help that I ever try to record this at like 11 p.m., 10:30 p.m., midnight. Because then my brain's gone through an entire day of thinking and trying to configure things and figure things out, and it does not do well. Wait a minute. Or that concrete. Is this turned on? Should be. It is not. You need to be making singularity cells. You're making residue. I figured make the nuclear pasta. I'll deal with the fallout, pun intended, of not having the nuclear pasta required yet. That comes from all the way over there. Because I figure if I get the singularity cells over here, I can make more Ficsonium, which this is now making Ficsonium. Maybe I could turn this on now, perhaps? No. 7 Ficsonium, or 7 fuel rods is not going to do it. But will you watch? When this thing will just devour singularity cells. I'm almost out of plutonium waste, too. Which is a shame. I know. It's weird to say that, right? You're like, oh no, I'm almost out of plutonium waste. Oh. Oh, the humanity. Actually, if I can go get some rods, so not rods. Maybe I can make... Hold up. Real quick. If I can make quantum encoder, which requires heat sinks, all that stuff, and trigons and turbo motors, The resource hog is what it is. There's 50 turbo motors right there. 100 cooling systems. Sounds good. 20 supercomputers, of course. And then a whole boatload of trigons. But if I make another quantum encoder, I can have it make power cells. Or power slugs. Right. If I have it make power slugs... I have to turn that Ficsonium thing off over there because it's gonna eat up all my trigons. Supercomputers. I could probably just take the 20 off here. I know I should probably put in a thing where it's there. Ooh, there's a container, steel container filled with supercomputers. And if I did that, what would I be doing? What would I accomplish? I'd be sitting there going, okay, well, now I have a whole thing full of, you know, supercomputers. Now what? Well, I gotta wait. Yeah, see, you're the hog that's eating the Ficsite trigons. And they make so many of these things. They make 2.5 per minute. And this makes 10 of them every time it makes one. This is ridiculous, by the way. It just eats plates and concrete like you wouldn't believe. Look at that. Like, I like the fact that it eats only one nuclear pasta, but then it's like, I'm going to eat 200 concrete, you know, 100 iron plates. There's 100 iron plates? 100 iron plates, 20 dark matter crystals. Yeah. It's just devours everything around it. That is not making enough plutonium, or that's consuming... That consumes way too much plutonium waste. We're gonna go drop a quantum encoder somewhere. Doesn't really matter where I put it right yet, because I'm just gonna go and see what it takes. I think it takes quartz crystal. Does it take oscillators? I hope not. Quartz crystal, time crystals, and dark matter crystals. Okay. So knowing that, where would be the best place to build it? There's my dark matter crystals. My quartz crystals are over here too, so there's 2 of the resources, and I believe I have time crystals. I can just hand feed the time crystals in it. I'm only going to build like 6 of the things. I hope my power can take it. That's the question. Oh, synthetic power shard, and of course it's going to create dark matter residue. It makes 5 of them per minute? Boy, you make a lot of those. Actually, I can just hand feed it dark matter crystals too. Come to think of it. There you go. There you go. And it needs quartz crystals and excited photonic matter. So it just needs quartz crystals. That's right over here. Now watch my whole power system get go snapping right off. Wait, I am out of quartz crystals. Are you absolutely digging my potato right now? Really good song, by the way. Digging My Potato was a song done, I believe, by the Seatbelts for Cowboy Bebop. Might not have been the Seatbelts, but it was definitely done for Cowboy Bebop. Real good song. Real great anime, too. I go out and get quartz crystal. But I gotta make the hard delivery. It's rare. Pardon me. It's rare for me to need quartz crystal, which is why I never really make a run for it. I was not against leaving the hog remains out here. But every time I drove by it, my nephew, who plays this game every once in a while, he's almost 11 years old now, so yeah, he's getting into the whole understanding logistics and understanding how to make things run clean, run smooth, and understanding input output. You know, math, a whole lot of mathematics that is required for this game, and so it's got its educational points to it. But he sat there and he was watching this, and he saw that hog protein left there, and he goes, he's like, "You really not gonna pick that up?" I was like, "Oh, why would I? Why would I? I don't need it." He goes, "Yeah, but you can make alien protein out of it." Yeah, I can. And he's like, "And then you can make those alien DNA cartridges." Yeah. I was like, "But I don't need them for research in the MAM, so why would I pick it up?" He goes, "You could put it in the Fix-It sink." Okay, yeah, but imagine the time of me stopping to put it in, put it in the Fix-It sink. For what purpose? You know, it's like the amount of time I'm going to take to stop to pick up that protein to put it into the sink. It just seems nonsensical at this point, right? That discussion went back and forth for quite some time. Well, he'll be pleased as punch to know that I picked it up. And this is where I have to make the difficult drop off. Gotta drive up and over here. Pull in at that docking station right there. And unload all those crystals. And that's not even a... Are you kidding me? That's not even a Mark 6 belt. Ugh. Gotta change that. I don't care about the belts going up and out. That doesn't bother me. Those leading out of there to go over there, that's a problem. That needs to be changed. Because that's dreadfully slow. Oops. I'm missing time crystals. Time has come today. Take those back for a second. Much better. Look at how fast those get stored now. Wheat. That's what I'm talking about, right there. Take those, and then go like this. Excited photonic matter because you're a gas. This is the one thing I do like about this game. Because excited photonic matter is a gas, you could just... I don't even know why I'm doing this, because it doesn't really matter. You just pipe it, like, up and over and not have to worry about, like, gas rates. You know what I mean? Like, the, not gas rates, but head lift. You don't even have to worry about head lift. Oh, much better when you don't have to worry about head lift when you're doing that. This is like for every 10 meters up, you have to have a pump. Yeah, we'll just jam the concrete in there. Why not? Yeah, toss the cooling systems and the turbo motors in there. Sounds good. Sweet! Power shards! Making synthetic power shards is amazing. Who needs to go power slugging when you could do this? I'll just let that churn away for a bit. Start overclocking some stuff. My iron rod production is just, yeah. I failed it. Just start calling myself Starscream. Like, I have a whole bunch of iron plate. I had a whole bunch of iron plates being made there and there, but this has just become a giant system to feed Ficsite trigons. That's it. That's all it's become. It's a giant plot to make Ficsite trigons. And it's shut down because it's got too much dark matter. Dark matter residue. Residual do. Can I package that, I wonder? No. Name, I was hoping. Well, here's to hoping then, huh? I guess I could do this and just put in a little fluid buffer and then just... so I don't have to care about it, just have it offload and then purge it. Imagine just pouring out dark matter residue all over the ground. Just imagine what that would do. Throw off the gravitational pull of planets. Almost the entire solar systems would just be like, and shift. The heavy nature of dark matter. I'm gonna just do this till this runs out of quartz crystals. Give me power shards. Oh, and getting him to actually get petroleum power was like trying to pull teeth, by the way. Me getting petroleum power was a bit of a tough, a bit troublesome, which no big deal. Eventually, I got petroleum power, and I was like, what, me worry? And being like, Albert Newman or whatever, Alfred Newman, but not him. She's trying to get him to get petroleum power. Tooth extraction. It's crazy. Take all those. Take that. That. And that. So now I've made power slugs. Oh, what am I thinking? Drop those off there. You're good on the SAM. You've consumed enough now. Like that, the thing is just churning out SAM as fast as it can. I don't even make SAM fluctuators anymore. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to overclock my plutonium reactor, and then I will call it a day. Might have to overclock the water too. I'm going to take a look at that. So you're making 120 cubic meters per minute times 3. That's 360. You're consuming 240. So if I overclock you all the way, you're going to consume 600. That is going to make you guys go empty real quick. I don't need that much. I could dial you back. That makes how much water per minute? 240. 240. That I'll have just over 600 per minute consuming here. And now my production is absolutely phantasmal. Oh, it's fantastic, not phantasmal. Oh, the singularity cells. Cool. This is all backed up. Sweet. Turn you off. We don't need you consuming nuclear pasta now. We don't even need you making that much residue anymore. Who knows? I might actually get it backed up on a whole bunch of stuff like Ficsonium. Wouldn't that be nice? If I snap this on, it'll jump to over 30,000 production. There's no waste output though, and that's so awesome. 600 consumption. Yeah, it's 240. There you go. But that's the base, that's the factory, and I still haven't even done the rest of the fix-it stuff. Like the complete Phase 5. It's going to take me a long time to complete Phase 5. It's going to take me a long time to do fix-it blueprints. Who am I kidding? Well, maybe not, because I can build one of those quantum encoders and then actually build the dark matter, 100 of those. I don't use fix-it blueprints. I've not once used them, so I often wonder why I should. But I hope everybody enjoyed this video. I know I did. I hope everybody has a fantastic evening, a wonderful tomorrow. I hope everybody stays safe out there in the storm that is basically going from the northeast to the Midwest still. I hope everybody's safe, and I hope that people are staying warm. And as always, have a good one.